Pandemic, the creative industries have been severely affected. With many events and gatherings cancelled, this has resulted in many in the industry left without work or an income. As investors and analysts cope with the implications, some in the industry expect a fundamental shift in consumer habits, while others are more optimistic about the resilience of the movie business. Now, to tell us more about the effects COVID-19 has had in the film industry is Grace Norman, as well as Micl&Grace, producer and co-founder of Micl&Grace Studios, who join us now via Skype. A very good morning to you, Grace and Michael. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now, we recently went under a lockdown with many South Africans, including those in the film industry, losing out due to the virus. Michael, I'm going to start with you. What have been some of the effects of COVID-19 in the film industry?
Well, to be honest, almost everything. Because basically our industry actually survives on the interaction of the crew, the actors themselves, and just the general administration. So it really has been like a great impact negatively towards us, because we were also looking towards many other films we're shooting. We're in pre-production for a lot of series right now and feature films, and it's just made it impossible, including a launch that we were looking forward to have at the end of the month. We've had to put everything at a standstill, and it's kind of put a lot of things in setback.
And I would imagine what a massive setback it must have been. And Grace, have you perhaps predicted how much this might cost the film industry? I mean, it was highly unanticipated and it caught the governments worldwide and some health authorities internationally quite off guard.
Of course, it's a huge impact. I don't think we can even measure it in terms of dollars or rands. But I must say I'm very impressed with how the government is actually trying to assist us as the creative side. We were able to submit some of our work through to the UIF to assist some of our workers, which really will assist us as small businesses in the industry.
I suppose the prudent thing to do is perhaps find a solution to this. How do we move forward from this? And how will theatre closures, for instance, and production delays reshape the movie business moving forward?
Actually, quite curious to see. This is something nobody has ever been prepared for. I mean, it's something that was in the back of the mind of people should anything happen that would affect the nation or internationally, but nobody was really prepared for it. So I think we just doing our best to curb each day and take it as it comes and just see how we will be able to rise from this, because it's not just about what's happening right now, but it's about the after effect of how people are going to take it afterwards, because paranoia and fear is a very strong element in the human aspect. So we just hope that it's not going to have a really terrible effect after this. But yeah, we're just hoping for the best, because at the moment we all learn as you go, but we'll hope for the best, yeah.
And we've seen the music industry and, in the South African context at least, taking a much more different approach by live streaming their gigs and their shows. And by the look of it, it looks like they're doing very well, because they keep on trending every single night. And we had one of the artists even yesterday just sharing with us the success of the live streaming of their shows. So do you think that the movie industry perhaps will take a much more different approach?
We'll probably have to look at different approaches, I think. However, it's slightly different, because when you're producing a film, you need people around, you need a crew to assist in capturing the motion picture itself. As soon as we figure that one out, I think we'll definitely be streaming soon as well. Of course, I mean, music, DJing, and films are slightly different. Our hugest outflow, is definitely the fact that we need crew, and that's where our greatest challenge comes in. Maybe we can actually look at going forward, or 3D kind of related films. That would also work, but that's something that obviously is still in the pipeline that we have to discuss.
Right, and as the founder and producer of Micl&Grace Studios, which is, of course, an international brand, how will this affect your studios?
Well, it already has.
It already has.
And we're just hoping, the problem is now there's going to be a lot of negative impulse between the internationals and the locals here, because it has always been like that. I mean, with history where Africa will be thought of as the incubator, or where it would last longer. So a lot of paranoia is actually going to affect us because it already started doing that before the whole complete process is done. So we actually are hoping we'll be able to manage the process, because our internationals is who we rely on for skills transfer and things like that. So we're just hoping everything will work for the best by trying to micromanage every aspect that might cause us a problem in the future.
Yeah, we're slightly fortunate that we have a crew that we've been working with in the US that has assisted in skills transfer locally. So, of course, that is going to have a huge impact for us, because it's going to be difficult for them to travel to Africa. And obviously, we can't, we specialize in action films, which need a specific skill set of people. And at this point in time, we've been using the US crew. So we will see definitely, kind of a shift in that area as well.
And I would imagine that, there's certain compromises that you'd have to take, like adjusting in some areas or scaling down in some aspects. So moving forward, how are you hoping to grow as a brand after COVID-19?
Animation will definitely work, because, that doesn't really need much. It's not so intense. But, again, we all not certain at this point in time. We just have to really get creative and find better ways of moving forward.
And to add on that, writer, I think for me, not everything's all bad. You always can find something good in certain negative aspects. So for me as a writer, it's just writing another film. Something that could probably create more awareness, or, add to the safety and the kind of necessities people need to live with on a day-to-day to be able to live safer and more hygienic and be aware of certain things that could cause us a problem in the future. So it's not all bad. We transfer information, and we teach and create awareness through our films. So we could kind of capitalize off that in a good way.
All right. You know what they say, there's so much opportunity in every crisis, so it is incumbent upon you to identify those opportunities. Grace and Michael, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. Well, that